Hello, so this is week 2, writing research. First of all, I will introduce the goal for this class. So we have 3 keywords, key terms from the writing program we are gonna explore in the following section. Number 1, writing identity. Number 2, writing researcher identity, and then literacies. So by studying this section, students will be able to discover, affirm, and develop their writing identities and writing researcher identities more consciously. In other words, you will be more aware of yourself when you write something after this class. So I have an activity for you to do. Please find a piece of paper and then create a character sketch of yourself as a writer. So, the key term here is you as a writer. You have the role here. If you need any ideas, you can think about the following questions. What do you need while writing? Do you have any preferences in terms of what you write or genres? Have you changed since the first time you wrote something? Try to remember when you are drawing or sketching your character. Okay. I will give you 3 minutes to do it, and then after that, you will share and talk. Okay. And I will just skip that. You can do it, and then if by any chance you want to share it, we can also create a section, like a portal on Canvas if you want to share. The writing identity in our program is defined as how we as writers understand ourselves, including in terms of our writing histories, knowledge, practices, skills, tool use, and feelings about writing as we write over time in different contexts. For example, for me, I was born in China. I learned my dialect, my first language, from my mom, my parents. And then when I go to school, I started learning Mandarin. And then when I started middle school, I started learning English. And then when I entered college, I picked English as my major. So all through the years, I have been adding to my language, corpus with different languages. And I also got to know, different cultures, different histories when I was learning all these languages, And now I'm in the US, I'm also learning everything or learning something new every day, which I really enjoy that. So writing identity, it changes all the time, and also it never stops. Maybe until the day when you die. Anyway, and then it is highly individualized, which means everybody writes in different ways. That's why sharing and also writing about yourself as a writer is also worthwhile, because as we communicate, you would get to know, different writing experiences, and also it's very interesting to learn about others through writing identity. So here I would want you to do this activity. If you click here, activity 2, it gets you to a Google Doc, and then you need to answer the questions. You don't need to answer all of them. Just pick 1 or 2 and explain what's behind your name, like the story behind your name. if you want to refer to something, you can rate like my name on this page, on the Canvas page. It's a very short article in The House on Mango Street. It's a novel by Sandra Cisneros. This novelist is not very long, it's very short, it's just one page. Okay, just read it, or you can also refer to the questions here. Okay, so how did you get your name? Do you have a nickname? How did you arrive at that nickname? If you could change your name, what would you change it to? Would the name change make you feel differently about yourself? Why? Try to include a personal anecdote about your name. Has your name ever gotten you into trouble? Has anyone ever commented on your name? What did he or she or they say about it? How did that comment make you feel? Do you think your name causes people to treat you in a particular way? How? Set an example too. Okay. So do the activity, and when you are done, you can pause here. When you are done, just go to the next page. So here, writing researcher identity is also something you develop, and also it evolves all the time. So in contrast to writing identity, writing researcher identity has this new word in between. Okay, researcher, which means writing researcher identity is more learned through research, is a much complicated word than writing identity. Okay, so you learn through, you do research to figure out what you as a writer to do in both familiar and new to use writing situations. Okay, for example, for me, I can write in Chinese, and we have formatting rules in Chinese which do not apply to me writing in English. So I have to research and then apply all these formatting rules in English to my papers. Okay, so I develop my writing researcher identity through research. And then I also need to dig into what we write to know more about who we are and what we are good or not good at. So for example, by reading my papers, I get to know, some topics I'm not so good at because I have not been trained or I have not written enough papers on certain topics. But then on some other topics, I am quite good at. Okay, so that's writing research identity. So it emphasizes research as the action in connected to this identity. Okay. And then when you finish that, I would need you to read this article because I think it's interesting. It's also not long. So the title is Left-Handed Literacies. Left-Handed Literacies was written by Jenny Blue from a left-handed person's perspective. Okay, so I would like you to read and then discuss what is her topic, what's her message, and how does she construct her article. Okay, so the way she constructs her article is also connected to her writing identity. Okay. Do you have any similar experiences? You can also share or just think about it as you are, watching this video. And then this is the term I'm gonna introduce here, literacies. So by literacies, the writing program defines it as people producing and using texts across spaces and times in ways that are shaped by our own histories, tools, social interactions, resources, bodies, emotions, and relationships with the world. Okay, so it encompasses everything: reading, writing, listening, speaking, thinking, and feeling, etc. Okay, so when you post something on Instagram, Facebook, you upload a video, you take a picture, or even by speaking or listening to some people speaking, all of them are you making some literacies in the world. Okay, so it's about producing texts. It's about you. Okay, so can you give any other examples? Okay. And when you're done with this is the last page. I want to remind you. So the second major assignment, or the last assignment for project 1, is a narrative. It can be 300 to 500 words about your previous experiences with writing and research. You will need to use at least 2 specific moments or events to illustrate your experiences. This assignment will engage with the writing program concepts of writing researcher identity and antecedent knowledge. So antecedent knowledge I have explained in the first video. You can go back to that. And also writing researcher identity, these 2 concepts. Or if you want to use writing identity or literacies, you're also welcome to use them. Okay. So this artifact is a written narrative. Please submit a document, or you can just put the texts in the entry. Okay. Note the due date is June the 2nd. Okay. Thank you.